One's Warren.
Warren Williams here.
Okay, and where do you live, Warren?
I live at Daria or Hermansburg, 120 k's west of Alice Springs. Music is my life. It's what I do for a living. I also work in a radio station in Alice Springs called Karma, Central Australian Aboriginal Media Association, and it's one of the biggest radio stations in Australia, in the area. Like, covers all the Aboriginal communities here in Australia. So I work Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, and Thursday nights. So.
So you're working tonight?
I'm working tonight. Yeah. So yeah, but music is what I do. I work in music. Music in my life, well, music in my people's life, starting from way back, music has always been a part of our life. More of songs than music. Songs in our people's lives. Songs are for healing. Songs are for making you happy, making you sad. Songs are even sometimes used for death. So songs connects everything. Songs are for your country. Songs are for the trees. Songs are for everything, I suppose. It's the first kind of, when you're a baby, it's probably one of the first things that you hear. Mother or grandmother singing to you. And even when you're a baby, it takes you into another level. So yeah, songs are a part of my life and my people's life. The earliest memories I remember, because here at Hermansburg, the church and the choirs used to be so big. So I remember, earliest memory probably going to church and listening to the people sing, you know. And I grew up with that. Singing, just going when you had a bad day, you go to church, it takes away your sorrows. Song can clean you, heal you. But it's a community thing too. So, you know, when you hear all the people in the community singing, it's like, oh, yeah, because they connect at the same time when they're singing one song. You know.
So what's the earliest song you remember hearing?
First song, you know, which song I always like? Abide With Me.
Can you sing this?
I forgot the words now. It's a whole. Yeah, abide. Yeah, that.
So let's talk about faith. Tell me about your faith, your experience of your faith.
You want me to be honest about my faith?
Yeah, tell me. You know, if I were to say, because I ask people around the world about their spiritual path. So tell me about what you believe and how you came to that.
It's probably funny. Because I grew up, like my grandfather was a Lutheran evangelist, and his two brothers were ordained Lutheran pastors. So all of my grandfather's brothers, all my grandfathers, they were religious. So I grew up religion. So it became the norm for me to get up in the morning, pray. Like my grandmother's a really religious woman. So, she was one of them. If you got, she was one of those, but at the most generous heart. She fed her enemies. She fed everyone. Anyone come to her house, she'd have food for them. My faith is subconsciously with me. I mean, I don't show it to everyone, but my faith is with me inside. Because I grew up with my religion, which is my dreaming. And my dreaming is around me every day of my life. So I have to believe in my dreaming first before I believe in something else. But I remember going through alcohol problems. I remember lying in hospital. I was lying in hospital, and I heard this footstep. Footstep. This is a 2-story hospital. I heard the footstep come in, get into the elevator. I heard the elevator come up. Elevator opened. I was lying in my bed listening to it, and I heard him walk to my door. And the person stopped at the door. I don't know what it was. It wasn't. I don't think it was a dream. And I asked him to come in. And the fellow at the door said, "No, I can't go in." I said, "Why?" "Oh, that's that Bible on your dresser. Can you get rid of it?" I said, "What do you mean?" "Oh, I can't look at the Bible if I'm going to come and visit you." I said, "Oh, that's funny." And he stood at the door until I got rid of the Bible. He just said, "Look, just put it in the drawer or something." So I put it in the drawer. But the weird thing was, I couldn't see his face. I could never ever see his face. He came in and sat down next to me. And he asked me all these questions like, why do you have the Bible? Why would you, what do you want to read the Bible for? I said, "Well, it makes me feel good." He said, "Grog makes me feel good." He said, "Why read all that which is written? It's nothing. It's an only book." And all of a sudden, all these kids come in. And he got real wild with the kids. And the kids were my son, a couple of his little friends. And all the kids came, and they actually got rid of that fella. But he didn't go far. He just went to the door. For the next few hours, I was in so much pain. And imagine getting yourself burnt on your hand or your finger. I had alcoholic poisoning, and then it was 24 hours in my stomach. I got burned up. Then after them kids come, this fella come up. I don't know where he came from. Came and sat there next to me and he said, tomorrow you'll be right. I said, how do you know tomorrow I'll be right? He said, don't worry, I'll be right. And he went. And I slept again for it was so much pain. Sorry, so I was in so much pain, and I slept. The next morning I woke up. I got woken up by. I'm in the hospital. The hospital isn't older; it's brand new. But there was a crack on the wall, and the sun shone through the hole, and it hit me right here on my forehead. Oh. Now, I tend not to believe in that stuff, but I do, if you know what I mean. I could say I don't believe it, but I do believe in it. So, after that day, it was 14 years ago, I stopped drinking that day. And that thing hit me on the head. I mean, whoever that bloke was, there were two. They were bad and good. And the good man, he fixed me that day. For a long time, I stopped praying. But you think about praying, and you don't have to pray. If you think about praying, whoever is listening listens to you. You don't actually have to pray. Because whoever it is always listening, even when you're thinking. So, I'm not a bad man or anything, it's just, like a few years ago, I sort of just stopped thinking about what it was that made my grandfather and his brothers believe in that. I just probably had to go and find it. And I found it in song, singing. Singing is my life. That's how I make my living, out of singing. And they say it is a gift from someone, and it is a gift from someone. So the reason why I'm not mentioning any like God or Incarnate is because which one do I say? Do I say God? Or do I say Incarnate? So if you're going to think properly, you have to think, I live in two worlds. I live in my world, I live in this world too. And this person here, I mean, for us more Aboriginal people, there are gods. Gods for the land, gods for the sea, gods for the sky, gods for the animals, all that. But there is one God for Christianity. My faith is for what I believe in is very strong. For my faith in my Incarnate is very strong. I believe in him 100%. As I believe in this one too. But I don't associate myself with that because I have this one. It was created long time ago. So I don't ridicule any other faith because that's our faith. And sometimes I think it is the same faith everywhere. If you try to type it, write it down, it's the same thing. Like if you've done it in a corroboree, or done it in a play, or in a church, it's the same faith. But it's just people trying to, no, come and listen to me. There are people who want to say, oh, I'll tell you your faith, and they do it their way. It's just translation from other people. It's the same thing. They just do it because they want to, you know what I mean? Faith has brought you here. Faith has made you, meet up today and talk about this. Faith, if you believe, if you have faith in yourself, that's the most important thing. If you have faith in yourself, you always feel, if you look after yourself and your faith, you have nothing else to worry about.
When you were in the hospital that day and the light hit you, what did you understand or experience? If you go back to that moment.
For me, I really think that I have something more to offer to whatever. I really do think that. If it was my time to go, I would have been gone a long time ago. I mean, when I went to the hospital, I was one of the worst cases of alcoholic poisoning ever. Go to the hospital. I was in such a bad shape that if it probably was someone else, it would have been. But I came to it. So I always think that one day it'll show itself what I'm supposed to do. And I know I'm here to do something, whether it's for my people or for whoever.
And when the light hit you, that's what you understood?
Yeah. I mean, like, I went, because it was like and it just hit me, and I got up, and then I got up, and the doctor said, "What you?" He was shocked too to see that I was better that day. And what happened to you? I said, I don't know. I just felt better. I mean, from that day on, I have never touched alcohol. Never even think about it. I mean, I feel like that I never drank in my whole life. That day changed my life. Whatever it was, it really, really changed my life. And then make me feel stronger inside too. I'm more strong inside than before. I'm not weak. Like before, when I used to drink, I was weak. Someone would come and give me a drink. I was weak. And I said, I don't want to touch it. So I said, come on, my brother. Now, nothing. I probably got the strongest willpower to any person I know. I can switch off. So it made me strong inside too. But also, it made me strong in my faith too. So whatever I believe in it. But for me, deep inside, there'll always be that Christianity and faith too inside. It'll always be there, because I grew up with it. My grandfather's spirits, my grandmother's spirits, they'll always be there looking after me. Our spirit is more than one. We are connected with everything that is around us. The Aboriginal spirit. Everyone, you, me, I've got so many spirits. One is connected with the trees, one is connected with the land, or whatever it's there. I mean, because there are so many song lines are so continuous that there is only one spirit. So there is great spirit for the sky, great spirit, like I said, for the water, the rain, the thunder, for everything that we know, all has a spirit. There isn't one, but it is one, if you know what I mean. Like they say about the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. It's three, but they're one. It's the same like our thing too. There are thousands of them, but they are one. One that made everything and gave us the songs. Like, without that, I'm nothing. You know? Sometimes when something gets sick in the spirit world, a lot of Aboriginal people get sick too. Like if the rain gets sick, people get sick too. The land gets sick, people get sick too. Because we are so connected with the land, we never work against the land. That has always been, you wait for what the land gives you, not go and get it. So the land is the one who made us and the one who will take us away.
Tell me about a time where you experienced both the Aboriginal and the Christian together. Does that happen ever?
Well, I did. I mean, it is amazing. There's my grandfather and his other brother, more traditional. Someone got sick. I forgot who it was. My other grandfather started praying. My other grandfather came over and he started singing. Traditional. At that moment, I sort of realized, why were people saying that this is no good? I'm talking about the Aboriginal. You know, when the Christians first arrived, they said that it's no good. But it is a religion on its own. So they were doing the same thing, just on the opposite sides of each other. They're not bad. And it is amazing to see it. These two brothers, one praying and one singing a song, a healing song. So, and I grew up with that because my family, grandfather's family, were real traditional people. So they always say. But they were also really religious too, you know? So,
it must have been lovely.
In two worlds, They were the most powerful people. Christianity, and the traditions. So they were really, really powerful people. You know, in a way, they covered everything,
What were their names?
all areas. My grandfather was Gustav Malbanca, and the two pastors were my grandfathers were Tragot Malbanca and Colin Malbanca. Yeah. So yeah, and I missed them now. I think talking about them, so that was my religion and so I grew up with both worlds, really strong. So I have faith in both. If I'm being greedy here, I mean, they probably say, but you can't believe in, but I can, because I grew up with it. When my um, grandmother passed away, I would have been about 21 or something. At that time, I was still, like, I was fully, like, I was, like, because I grew up in a Christian family, I was so strong in my beliefs. And that day, we buried my uncle, who was the my mum's oldest brother. See, now this is amazing too. My grandmother that night sang herself to death. Even though she was a religious woman, she actually sang herself to death. She sang a death song that night after the funeral. I remember that. Because my other mum's older sisters, were trying to stop her, and the other old ladies were trying to stop my grandmother from singing that song. But she kept singing. And that night, before midnight, she passed away. Yeah, like I just thought about that. My grandmother actually sang herself to death. Yeah. And then I thought to myself that night, why did God let her die? You know, I mean, I was thinking, well, God, how come? She believed in God. She'd done everything for God. She'd done all the things that was right. Why? And I sort of went astray from, like, I turned my back on religion. I really haven't gone back to religion. I sort of turned my back, but I still believe what my grandmother and my grandfather believed in. I believe in it. Then I kept asking myself why, why didn't he? Then through the years, when you grow up, you think, well, God must have wanted her. Must have been a time. But by that time, when that time came around, I was into the grog, and it was like, there are a lot of us kids like that, grew up really religious, but in our point, just sort of, our point in our lives that might have been a test or whatever it was, for all of us. I mean, there was one point, I remember some of the fellas talking about, every one of us, the fellas that I grew up with, went to church. We did everything for the community, We were the grave diggers, we did the coffins, we did the funerals, we did everything for the church. But something happened to us in our families that we had a question, why these people didn't do anything wrong, but why do they have to go, So, but after the grog and the light, I still to believe that I'm here to do something for whatever. I know I was saved for a reason. I really do believe that. My music, my family now, where I am, my life, yeah, it was back then. Before that, it's all gone. This is a new life for me, So I have to bring up my children right, I suppose. Yeah, that's I think I have to bring up my children right and show them what is right and wrong.
How many children do you have?
5 boys and 1 girl. It's good. It's not always perfect, but it's good. Greatest wish. No war. I would just, like sometimes I think, why people have wars over religion? Why? If there is one God, then you have to believe there is only one God. But that's the sort of thing that I sometimes question, why is he letting it all happen? Tsunamis and then for me, if I'm thinking the Aboriginal way, creation, like Dreamtime way, I know this probably sounds bad, but this is the earth trying to clean itself. It's going to destroy things that are in the way, but it's cleaning itself. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, I just hope this. But does it have to get worse to get better? Message is just simple. Be good to each other. Yeah? I mean, yeah, just good to each other. I mean, we got to look out for each other. We're the only ones in this universe, as far as I know, on this planet. I mean, if you get sick of someone, you can't go anywhere else. So, yeah, look out for each other and just be kind to each other, really. Is that okay? I hope, like you, I hope it turns out better at the end.
Say more.
Right?
Say more.
It turns out better. Well, I believe when we fix this planet, it is going to be heaven. Yeah, this is where it is. We just got to fix it. Make it good for our future. And good for our past. We got in the same direction anyway.
Meaning, I want to translate that into my language, our Western Islander. So Blind Moses translated that into our Western Islander dialect ever since I think he's nearly 100 years old.
And what does it mean?
Story of Joseph. It tells the story of Joseph. You know, when Joseph lived on Canaan's land with his father and all that, and he tended the sheep. But of course, Joseph was the youngest out of the brother of, I forgot the father, Jacob, I think. And he used to attend the sheep and all that, but the other brothers would do other things, you know, their duty. And each time they come and the more they looked at the colored coat that his father gave to Joseph, the more they hate him, you know. And they try to do some evil things to, what can we do, but not kill him there, you know. And then one day, the second verse, I was sitting there under this gum tree, looking over the sheep, and I saw my brothers come in. What do? They caught hold of me and they tied me up and threw me in the well. That was where he was tending his sheep. Yeah. Then there's another little song in language again, Adip Maranuka, is where Joseph says farewell to his country. You know, then he was sold into Egypt, then become a great king of Egypt. Yeah. And you remember, we all know the story where when the drought was on the land, he was sitting there one day on his throne. Who did he see? His brothers, you know, lining up. And so he said, one time, Joseph put his cup in the bag when they all went home, and the soldiers came behind them, and somebody's missing from the king's palace, and they found the king's cup. It was in, it was the youngest brother. Benjamin's, yeah, Benjamin's. So when they went back, of course, Joseph put them in order of ages, you know, yeah. And that didn't even appeal to them who he was, you know. Only himself later on, he said, I'm your brother, Jacob, who you sold into Egypt, you know. And the first thing he said, is my father still alive, you know. Bring him to Egypt, yeah. And of course, there was a thing, probably, the story, probably, it was meant to be that way, you know, to save Egypt and all that, and I've always loved that story, yeah. Sad, really, you know, yeah. So, Adip Maranuka is meaning farewell my country, yeah. See. Parbal. Well, no, I said see.
Probably.
Yeah, that one day. Adip Maranuka, Adip Maranuka, Adip Kurungap Marapada Tura Ingana Rangaralama Maranuka, Adip Alkira Alkabali Nama Maranuka, Adip Ingak Ngowiri Chika Nangaliar Bandi Marbona Marano Kanadi, Marano Kanadi, Korongap Marapada, Toda Ingana Rangaralama, Marano Kanadi, Marano Kanadi. Yeah, that's when Joseph in the song is saying farewell to his country, because of course we know he become a great king of Egypt. You know.
Is
When-
the Joseph story was pretty popular.
Yeah, when you know, look, when the brothers took the coat back,
Yeah.
and they told a bit of a lie, I think, you know, because animal killed him, but they really. But I still believe that God worked with them and sent Joseph to become a great king.
I was here. What's the part about the baker and there's the two people in prison with him after he works?
Yes,
Potiphar.
he interpreted that dream of their. Yes.
Yeah, one gets saved, the other one is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Less.
Yeah, one's going to be hanged next day or whatever,
Right,
which
right,
would
right,
happen,
right.
the miracle happened, but one was become right alongside the kings, serving him the things. But that's only when he remembered. He said, "Hey, there is a man," he said, "in the jail
Right.
that interpreted my dreams. You know, I should get him and
That's
he
a
helped."
God thing too.
Hmm?
That's a God thing.
Oh
too.
my word, yeah, yeah. And all those stories become, because of, well, Joseph became a great man.
So you grew up with all the Bible stories because you
Well,
grew up in the.
all my families were all religious because of blind Moses. He was a great evangelist, yeah. All my uncles, my father's cousin brothers, they were all evangelists. Yeah.
So singing in the choir impacted you a
Singing in the
lot.
choir, leading the church singing.
Yeah.
His grandfather on his mum's side they were all great evangelists, the Malbanka brothers. Yeah. He was one of my mentors, teachers, great things that I've learned. Yeah.
Well, I'd love to hear some gospel, or what you would consider country gospel, or quite frankly, it's all good. So whatever you want to sing is great.
Did a circle.
Yes.
Are you gonna sing? Are you singing too, or?
You'll have to. Harmonizing.
Yeah. We want you singing too, or?
Yeah. Very good. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I was standing by my window on a cloudy day when I saw the hearse come rolling for to carry my mother away. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Undertaker, won't you please drive so slow? for the lady that you're carrying. Lord, I hate to see her go. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I went home was lonely, for my mother, she has gone. And my brother and my sister, oh, so lone and lonely one. Will a circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Will a circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
And then
Such
you
a
get
lovely
the
song.
two other generations with it, it just makes it beautiful.
That's the same way we sing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's better, so it hasn't changed, yeah.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
yeah.
It just pulls you in.
Sorry?
It just pulls you in.
Yeah.
Just,
No, it's been Williams family's grand finale song, you know.
Ricky.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your favorite song? What are you known for? Or what's the one you get most meaningful?
Well, I actually wrote a sort of a first gospel song I sort of wrote. Take my hand and lead me down that road of life. I am tired and I need you here with me. I have walked along so long, now I need your company. So take my hand and lead me down that road. I have walked so many miles and I've lost so many friends, and the friends that I haven't seen. So here I stand all alone, asking you to be my friend. So take my hand and lead me down that road. Take my hand and lead me down that road of life. I am tired and I need you here with me. So here I stand all alone, asking you to be my friend. So take my hand and lead me down that road. So take my hand and lead me down that road. Yeah, so yeah, I only wrote that a couple of months ago. So it was the first sort of thing to I don't know, write gospel songs. So, yeah.
That, my friend, is a beautiful song.
Thank you.
That is.
This is our Aranda hymn book.
Oh, really? Is that the one you grew up with?
Yeah, but a lot of the words have changed, but this one's almost about the same as that I've, At least I can,
from what you grew up
at least I can sing some of the hymns from this book, yeah.
From your childhood? From childhood?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'd love to hear it.
Well, I'd like to sing one more.
Please.
Sing it.
So I can last a lot longer than you. I got 50 tapes in there. What
What chord you? Yeah, that one there.
You want some Sayers? Sayer biscuits? You want some green? It's not much off.
Yeah.
Good for the Christmas season.
Yeah, it is. Makes me emotional.
Way out where the western stars are blow and the green grass has turned to gold. Red dust is dancing on the plains and a wedge-tailed circle side where the night is crystal clear and the stars shine so bright. Here a man can say to himself, oh, what a place I'm in.
what a place I'm in. Down by the creek, the kangaroo he waits to see who else will drink with him. On the other side, there's horses taken off, disturbed by a dingo's call. His call is loud and clear, like the howling of the wind. Here a man can say to himself, oh, what a place I'm in, where the night is crystal clear and the stars shine so bright. Here a man can say to himself, oh, what a place I'm in. Oh. Yeah, this little song in our language, Western Islander, was written by, and it was, but it came, this little song, the story of Joseph came from the language of the Deri, which wasn't ours, but my great uncle, Blind Moses, who was a great evangelist who walked on this land here, and the Deri old fellow who brought this, old man who brought this, married one of his daughters, and he used to sing this in his language, Deri language. Mubuchi Dingawara Yingakaraka Yondalaka Nondaga Sigimala Kadala Anjana Kala Nukaka Chakur Kaka Yingatana Ingakala Paralun Jalanaka Kalir Bira Pichiraka Ingan Konili Chiga Idna Iwuri Rakala Ingan Kwa Changarona Ingatri Raka Iroka Ngarai Nema Alanga